Heart disease, stroke, vascular dementia and diabetes are all connected. Our research starts with your heart. Doesn't stop.
2 minutes on the clock.
Having a workplace pension is like having another you. At work, helping earn money for when you retire.
How long will it be?
So when you look, your pension works.
Service.
Get to know your pension. Visit workplacepensions.gov.uk.
I bought this town yesterday, like the sun's come out. So, can I get my money, please?
Money for a town you bought for the news? Not so smarty. £7.50 for 2 gigs of data and getting money off your next phone bill for data you didn't use? Smarty. Simple, honest, mobile.
Using ventricular fibrillation.
Starting test conversion.
I'm Dr. Sean Murphy. I have a neurological condition.
Your communication skills are sorely lacking.
Sean, I have cancer.
Sean sticks to his gut and he fights what he thinks is right.
I've got a long journey ahead of me.
I'm going with you.
Brand new The Good Doctor, Tuesday at 9 on Sky Witness. You must see the drama of episode 1, Not at Lane, One Picture
Belgium take on the Netherlands live on Sky Sports. That's on Tuesday, and they come for the first time today without Thierry Henry. Henry left his role as assistant coach to take over the top job at his former club, Monaco. Roberto Martinez is now looking for a new assistant ahead of their game against the Netherlands in Brussels. Former Celtic midfielder Sean Maloney has been tipped to replace Henry. Maloney left his job as a Celtic reserve team coach to work full-time with Belgium. Eden Hazard and Romelu Lukaku had a watching brief after taking part in some stretching. Lukaku waving to fans watching from the stands before heading down the tunnel. But the undoubted star was this young boy who was doing his bit to get the crowd cheering at the open training session. Cedric Boyata praised the impact Henry had on the squad during his time as assistant, but he's tipped Maloney to be a suitable replacement.
Said it before, like Jerry was a great mentor for us. You know, always open for advices, and I mean, he was a very good person, very humble, and most of the players, you know, here we all grew up watching him on TV, so having him as a assistant coach, you know, and him being there for us is always a great thing for us. We're all very happy for him as well, because obviously we know it's an opportunity for him to go there and to go on his own, and we know he's going to do good. So obviously it feels it's a bit empty now, but it's good for him.
So, yeah, Sean taking quite a lot of training today. Sean, was it Celtic when you were there? So, I mean, do you think he's got the capabilities to step up and everything?
Yeah, Sean. I know Sean for quite a while now, so Yeah, I mean, he's only new here now, and he's already doing some great job. Then I'm not going to say he's going to do this position. He's definitely doing a great job, and for him as well, it's a big experience. So I know he can definitely. It's so close.
But I think everybody knew before Titi wanted to be coach, and I mean this is football, and we are happy to have him for 2 years. I think he brought to us a lot of experience. He was close to the player, he was speaking all the time with them, and I think now he's ready, and it's the right time for him to be coach.
The Netherlands will be without Virgil van Dijk for their international against Belgium. Van Dijk will be rested for the game after playing with a rib injury. The Liverpool defender scored his first international goal in a 3-0 win against Germany last night. Germany head coach Joachim Löw claimed the team broke apart. They've now lost 6 of their last 10 games. Löw was celebrating, if you can call it that, his record-breaking 168th game in charge of Germany. Didn't start well with this, Van Dijk putting the Dutch ahead. Late in the second half, a swift counter-attack saw the Netherlands go 2-0 ahead. Memphis Depay scoring the goal with just 3 minutes left. Pretty cool finish as well, wasn't it? And there's still time for things to get worse for Germany. Wijnaldum added a third in stoppage time. 4th time in 6 games that the Germans have failed to score, and that was the final nail in the coffin.
Well, from a struggling Germany to a delighted Gibraltar. They won a competitive game for the first time, beating Armenia by a goal to 0. Things didn't start so well, though, with problems before the game had even kicked off. They noticed some confused faces amongst the Gibraltar players as the hosts played the wrong national anthem before the lineup. Armenian FA later apologised for using Liechtenstein's national anthem rather than Gibraltar's. Liechtenstein's anthem has the same tune as England's God Save the Queen. After the match, Gibraltar awarded a penalty around Coyen fouling Lee Castigliano. Captain Joseph Cipollina took it.
And Gibraltar have their goal! And Armenia face real embarrassment here in Europe.
Gibraltar held on for the win, and jubilant scenes at full time. Tears of joy from the Gibraltar players, including the captain and winning goal scorer, Cipollina.
Before the game, the guy told me that I was going to tell the penalties if there were to be any penalties, and he knows that I'm quite a person which has I don't get nervous. I don't know, I just stood up there and pushed to one side, and I think the goalkeeper died for that side, and I just went the other way. So I mean, you can imagine the relief when watching the order. The group is an amazing group right now. I mean, and this can only be a big influence in what confidence.
Well, Novak Djokovic is a step closer to becoming the year-round world number 1 after he beat Borna Coric in straight sets to win a 4th Shanghai Masters title. From the very start, Djokovic and Coric were giving the crowd something to cheer about.
Amazing! And if these two are going to play at that level for the next couple of hours, sit back and enjoy it.
Djokovic hadn't lost on serve all week, and that didn't look like changing anytime soon. The 3-time champion was relentless and went on to get the crucial first break.
Reading every move from Coric.
That break proved to be decisive as Djokovic took the first set and soon had another break at the start of the second, much to his opponent's annoyance. Coric might have been a set and a breakdown, but he was still giving it his all.
Incredible. And Djokovic Russ appreciates the brilliance of that half volley.
Well, anything George can do, Djokovic can do too. Djokovic had 3 championship points, but for the first time in the match, things weren't going to plan. So no double break, but another championship point came Djokovic's way. The ball. Hawkeye showed Djokic's shot was out, and Djokovic could begin the celebrations. He's now beaten 18
I couldn't ask for a better scenario. I'm very close to now Nadal in the rankings, and put myself in a very good position for the last period of the year. We'll see. I'm planning to play right now, probably in London, maybe another term before that, maybe not. But the game is working really well, and ending a year as number one will definitely be the biggest achievement of this year.
Now to the stunning tournament course record of 26 under par for Mark Leishman to win his 4th PGA Tour title at the CMIMB Classic in Malaysia. It was the Australian's first start of the new season, and a 7 under par 65 in the final round secured him a 5-shot victory. Americans Chesson Hadley and Bronson Burgoon finished alongside Emiliano Grillo in tie for second, and Tennis was tied for 5th and stroke at the back. Leishman had started the day in a 3-way tie for the lead, but charged clear with 4 birdies in his opening 5 holes. And the Australian closed out the front line in style.
Mark Leishman. Wow.
Grillo moved into the chasing pack after this approach at the 12th, set up his 7th birdie of the round.
Flying in.
Thomas showed why he's a 2-time winner here, closing with an 8 under par 64.
Straight in.
This? No. He's quite good.
Here's Charles Howell III with a contender for shot of the day, an eagle at the 7th.
Oh, keep going. It's in. Oh.
Paul Casey finished in the top 20 after a final round 68, saw him finishing on 18 under, beg your pardon. If there were any doubts for Leishman, then they were put to bed when he reached 25 under par at the 16th. And a comfortable victory was sealed at the last.
What a performance. Mark Leishman wins the CIMB Classic, and he wins it easily.
You felt great over the lines. Paddle was obviously very good, so no, really happy with everything. It's nice to get another win.
And latest from the golf, look at this, Pepperell's lead is back to 3. Bjork dropping back, and both Pepperell and Bjork 2 under for the day. All the other leading challengers dropping back as well. It is not easy out there today. Most of those leaders under par, but with the wet conditions around, it's not exactly been plain sailing. And it's Pepperell versus Bjork, really, for the British Masters title. Very exciting end to a cracking week. And at the moment, Eddie Pepperell in the driving seat. He's been so good all week, and he won his maiden title this year. Can he make it another one? It's the first time he's ever started the day with a 3-shot lead, and at the moment it is still 3, and it's live now on Sky Sports Golf. It's been a great week for tournament host Justin Rose, and he joined the Sky Sports commentary team as Tom Lewis did this at 17.
What a shot.
inspiration from that. But these guys they're grinding well, because let me tell you, it is difficult out there.
And Rose had the magic night as one of the biggest draws this week. Tommy Fleetwood was also on 17.
17. And he's away. What a shot. Back to followed in Tom Lewis there, the same part of the green. The drowned jackets.
Later tonight sees two of the Super Bowl favourites go head-to-head in New England as the Patriots face the unbeaten Kansas City Chiefs. Patriots quarterback Tom Brady wants his team to be on their guard early on.
I think they have a pretty good advantage in the first quarter of these games. They're getting ahead all these games, and they're playing from ahead. And that's also where we want to play. It's tough to do. And after the fast starts we've seen this year, when we start fast, the games are going to go out. And when we haven't, it makes it really tough. So going against a team that's 5-0 is really no margin there.
Not long to go now until the first NFL game of the season in London gets underway. The Oakland Raiders are the designated home team for today's game with the Seattle Seahawks. Let's go live to Wembley and Richard Graves.
Thanks very much, Claire. Yes, when you were with us in the last game, we spoke to former NFL linebacker Theo Spikes. We spoke about the conditions. Very greasy on the surface. It's been raining for much of today. So now we're going to talk about how difficult it is to hang on to this ball for these players this afternoon. I could not have two better people to illustrate it than defensive coordinator for many years in the NFL, Rob Ryan. Super Bowl winning, hard-hitting safety, Sean Hale with the Chicago Bears in '85. We've even got a ball as well, international game ball. As a defensive coordinator, Rob, you would never fumble this ball. You would allow your players to.
I would never fumble that ball, and I'm going to hold on to it extra tight because it's rainy out here, and the conditions. Hey, it's wet. Extra grip on the football, very important.
Extra grip on the football. Sean, you made a living getting to that ball. Oh, there you go, straight down.
Just like that.
Coach, what the heck? If one of your players came to you and said it was wet, I couldn't hold it, how would you react?
I'd get another player.
On a serious note, Sean, it is going to be difficult to hang on to this ball today, isn't it?
Well, that's the problem about playing in the rain, because we know that the offender, he wants to hold on to the ball, but he also has to absorb the hits, try to find an opening, and when that's happening, that's when we step in and try to separate the ball from his arm and his body. It happens all the time.
And this season more than any other as well, guys. A lot of talk about the new hitting rules. You can't go leading with your helmet into a tackle. We saw it last week in the game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans. Safety for Dallas had a chance to make a play on the wide receiver. He knocked the ball loose. Next thing you know, the flag comes out. We're on that footage now, and it's a penalty, 15 yards, and the drive continues. How, as a player, would you have reacted to that?
The same way. The problem is, on one hand, you understand that the player's safety is paramount, okay? We all know that. But moving at such a rate of speed, the movement of the body, half an inch this way, half an inch the other way, things can happen. You're going to make contact in a way that the league doesn't want you to make contact. That's a flag. But you can't change it. And for a defender, you know that the only way that you can stop a drive is either just make the tackle, dislodge the ball, and sometimes a collision is going to happen that's going to go against you, and you have to live with it.
Well, you've coached many of these players in the NFL. As a defensive player, it's getting harder, isn't it, to do your job? How do you go about it without drawing a flag?
Well, I'll tell you what, that penalty has not been called very much this year. It was called at nauseam in the preseason, but they're not calling it much now. Only maybe once a week. That penalty, the lowering of the head, is being called. The roughing of the passer is another issue. That being called more frequently. Now you're just going to have to hit him in the target zone and kind of fall off and try to rugby tackle him that way. But, with the way the game's being called today, the biggest element today is going to be stepping under yourself before you make tackles. It's a wet field, so you have to gather your feet before you make any tackles. That's going to be the biggest thing today. The loose ball's an issue, but I think you're going to see some missed tackles because guys aren't going to have their footing under them to make an effective tackle.
What's the key to this game then if you're going to win today?
Well, I think for Seattle, they have to run the football. And if they do that, they've done that really well the last 3 weeks, and they're playing much better, you know, and it allows Russell Wilson to play actions to be nearly perfect. So that's their philosophy for sure. On offense, for the Raiders, they got to play some defense for the first time all year. And if they do that, now they got a chance. But they haven't been able to stop a run or a pass, or probably a kick for that matter.
Sean, you're a defensive guy. Can the Raiders do what Rob just suggested? Can they stop Seattle?
It's going to be difficult. I think the one thing that everybody's looking for, they want to see how Marshawn Lynch responds. It's going to be an emotional game. You talk about the defense in Seattle. They know what Lynch can do. It's going to me, that's the big key. Running the ball straight, there's that emotional element. Watching Marshawn Lynch. It's going to be something like that.
All right, guys, great chatting. Thanks very much for your time. Rob Wright, Sean Gale, on air, live on Sky Sports from 5 p.m. Looking up to this game here at Wembley. The Seahawks taking on the Raiders. The fans are going to be loud, and we're looking forward to some hard-hitting action in tough, slippery conditions.
Thanks, Richard. We are looking forward to it. Sorry about the stuttering on the camera there. Probably something to do with the conditions out there at Wembley. It's going to be a fascinating clash. Now, we've got some news in from the Welsh FA, and it concerns Gareth Bale, who has returned to Real Madrid and will miss Wales's League of Nations clash with the Republic of Ireland on Tuesday. Didn't play in the first game either. A groin injury has reduced his playing time for Real in recent weeks, and he has now left the squad and gone back to Spain.
The Scotland squad are out and warming up ahead of their game against Portugal. All the build-up from Hampden Park is live now on Sky Sports Football.
As for England, Ben Chilwell made his first start against Croatia, but will his Leicester teammate James Maddison get the chance to make his international debut tomorrow? We'll go live to England's final training session.
Enjoy the game, or you find another way to survive. My horse was headed to the slaughterhouse, and I got it. I think maybe did I save the horse? Maybe the horse saved me. Yes. So I'm ready.
You don't see that every day. I know. Look out for breakfast from McDonald's.
Freshly toasted with beetroot smoked bacon, just £1.49. The cheesy bacon flatbread from McDonald's. Interesting. It's a bit of an old boys club. The dress code, strictly pinstripes. And it helps to be well connected. City slickers, traders, and high flyers are all invited. Introducing the Santander Digital Investment Advisor for a new kind of investor. It started with just $20 for personalized reports.
Look around. With artificial intelligence, we are not crawling or walking. We are flying. Microsoft AI helps an architect bring history back to life. This is now. AI helps farmers grow more food with less resources. And engineers explores how AI can help the deaf seize down. Innovation creates tomorrow. And tomorrow is here.
Wouldn't it be nice to keep things you normally use? Unlike anyone else, Sky Mobile rolls over all your unused data for up to 3 years. So it's there. When you need it most, Sky Mobile. Hello, possible. At LV, our car insurance comes from us. That's why we've made our multi-car policy our cheapest way to get cover for your household when you switch to LV. So, just imagine if you insure 2, 3 or more cars with us, how much you could save. For an exclusive multi-car discount from a which recommended provider for car insurance, go direct to lv.com.
Time
When it comes Christmas, no one's going to hold 2 minutes on the stove.
Having a workplace pension is like having another year at work, helping earn money for when you retire.
How long the fish?
So when you work, it's not pension.
Service.
Get to know your pension. Visit workplacepensions.gov. If you're on, but you can't hide. You chop her in, surprise and no shape. Jack, you got a visual? How many need the hard for? Copy that. We're back. The SEAL team returns. Tuesday the 23rd of October at 9 on Sky 1. Super 6 are giving away more than money. Predict 6 correct scores with Super 6 and win Jeff's money. 18 plus, entries by 3 o'clock Saturday. T's and C's apply.
Well, it's 2 games and 2 defeats for Northern Ireland in the Nations League. They take on group leaders Bosnia and Herzegovina live on Sky Sports. It's not just the first one. They haven't scored in their last 5 away games.
Football away from home, under a lot of pressure. They've got the crowd behind them, and sometimes you do got to sit in and take your chances. And set piece football for about 10 players over the years, and the Canals chances from now and the set pieces, and that's something we're looking at in our league. It's something we'll try to do going forward and try to improve on. Very easy on Monday. Obviously, I think we're very heavily good players in the attacking side of the pitch, and the defence under a lot of pressure. And we're trying to do the same, and it's going to be a more difficult task for us.
Well, back-to-back defeats for Northern Ireland have left them potentially facing the threat of relegation to League C in the Nations League. They need to win in Sarajevo to keep their fate in their hands. Middlesbrough midfielder George Saville wants the squad to be more ruthless.
We need to start believing a little bit more. We're winning a few more games to get that confidence through the squad, because we've shown against Bosnia and the home fixture how good we are. Take our chances and start winning games. What sort of test are you, having played against Bosnia, what test are you expecting on Monday night? Well, I think they'll be a little bit better than what they were at Windsor, so I think they'll come out maybe a bit quicker, and it'll be a tough environment, obviously. Next year is tough away from home. So do you think Northern Ireland can still avoid the relegation to League C? I think we've got 2 more games, and there's no reason why we can't win both games. We've competed tonight. We should have won against Bosnia, so there's no reason why we can't win the next games.
Northern Ireland don't have fond memories of facing Bosnia and Herzegovina, having lost 2-1 last month.
Building up to Scotland's friendly match against the European champions Portugal, and as you can see, Gary Caldwell has joined us in the studio. He'll be keeping us up to date with this one. Gary, let's start with the team and a change in formation for Aaron Cooch tonight.
Yeah, I think that's down to results. I think when you don't win football matches, then you have to, tinker with the team and try and find a solution that's going to get a result. And we've tried 3 at the back, and now we go to 4, and hopefully it works tonight.
What was wrong with the 3 at the back? Were the players unfamiliar with it? Is that what went wrong?
I think it's a difficult formation to play. You have to get consistency, you have to work a lot together to do it well, and Scotland at this moment in time haven't got that balance right. We're trying to fit Andy Robertson and Kieran Tierney in the team. They're both natural left backs, and so far it hasn't worked.
Do you have high hopes for the way that they line up this afternoon? It's not exactly easy against Portugal, and there was quite a lot of criticism from the media and supporters after that loss to England.
Yeah, there was, and I think any time you lose a football match, you have to accept that, especially when we probably should be going and beating Israel. So he's made the changes. I'll be interested to see what Stephen Smith plays. He's down as a striker, but I think it's important that he drops in and helps the midfield when we're out of possession. Portugal are going to have a lot of possession and numbers in the middle of the park, and he will need to drop in and help Stuart Armstrong, John McGinn, and McGregor in there. But I'm pleased to see James Forrest in the team. I think he's an exciting player and somebody that can hopefully give us that attacking threat.
They've had a lot of withdrawals for this game, but Ollie McBurney on the bench, given a chance from the start. What do you make of that?
Yeah, he's a young player who's got a lot of attributes. He looks, a little bit raw and still needs to improve in certain areas of his game, but he's somebody that will give us a presence up top. He will put himself about. He works extremely hard for the team, and he's going to have to do that tonight. But I think at times he could be on his own, even though Naismith is a striker. I think at times he will be a little bit isolated.
And what do you make of the decision to let Tierney go back to Celtic?
I think you have to look after the players, and he's one of Scotland's brightest players, and he has played a lot of football. The people that are working with him day in day out, they know better how he is physically than we do, so I'm sure it's the right decision.
The Israel game, I mean, players sent off, which the police didn't think was a sending off, an own goal right at the last minute. Was it as bad as everybody thought?
I've been saying this for a while now. I think Scotland for the past 20 years have went from game to game rather than thinking of the bigger picture and trying to come up with a solution to help us qualify for major tournaments. And every game we lose is a disaster. Every game we win, we're suddenly back on track, and that isn't the case. I was at the Albania game where we were excellent, and everyone thought, we're cracked now, we're going to make it. So it's try to get a more balanced view on it, and try to come up with a style of play that suits Scotland, that is going to ultimately help us qualify for major finals.
If I look at League C Group 4, Scotland are top. It's not all doom and gloom, is it?
No, but that's just Scottish nature. Everything can always be better, and the negativity that surrounds the national team is always there. And like I say, when you haven't qualified for 20 years, you can see why.
Okay, Gary, thank you for joining us. We need some positivity.
We'll G it up.
Excellent.
5-0, you never know. Okay, let's get back to Seville, where the England players are training ahead of the Nations League game against Spain. Rob Dorset is there for us. Rob, Southgate has some big decisions to make, hasn't he? And he has got some big decisions to make. What you will notice is that there's only 20 players out there training with England today. That's because John Stones and Jordan Henderson are both suspended. And we can tell you now that John Stones went home this morning, so he's no longer on the squad. He went back to the days off. But Jordan Henderson is still here. He's not out there training with the squad because he can't play. So Liverpool and England have agreed, obviously, they don't want him to potentially pick up an injury. But key reason Henderson's staying and that Stones isn't is that Henderson's family were already due to come out here as part of so he's spending some time with them, but also he's part of the England team's leadership group as well, the players' leadership group, so he's part of the team meetings and that sort of thing that will happen in the build-up to tomorrow night's game against Spain. So, yeah, I think Gareth Southgate has some key decisions to make in terms of potentially replacing those two who will come in, but he's also got a decision, as Gareth Southgate, about the formation that he plays, because of course he changed to a flat back four against Croatia. I think we need to point out it was a flat back four when they were attacking, which allowed the fullbacks to push on, but when they were defending, we saw Eric Dyer, who was playing in that holding midfield role, almost working as a third centre-back. So it wasn't really a flat back four, it was a back five when they were defending. It had some fluidity about it, and it certainly nullified a lot of the Croatian creative players. So does Southgate stick with that against another very talented side in Spain, or does he decide to change it and go back to the formation that's worked so well for him and this England squad, a formation that knows so well, the 3-5-2 that he played, that got into the semi-finals of the World Cup. That's a formation that he stuck with from before the World Cup. So I think those are some key questions for Gareth Southgate that we're going to hear from him later, and we'll hopefully get some answers about. So which new faces could we see make a start tomorrow?
Well, as I say, he's only got 20 to pick from, so the two key issues right up front are going to be who he brings into centre-back in place of John Stones and who he brings in to the centre of midfield in place of Jordan Henderson. Now, let's talk about the midfield position first, because all the indications are Harry Winks will start in that position. He's not played for England for over a year. But Harry Winks has been playing very well for Spurs and could well feature in place of Jordan Henderson. That's a like-for-like swap. At the back, I think it's likely to be Joe Gomez, who comes into the central defence there. I think he'll feel a little bit unlucky there. Joe Gomez in the middle of your picture. A little bit unlucky that he wasn't in the starting 11 against Croatia. Another key question is, who's he going to go for at right back? Kieran Trippier on the far left of that group training right now. England's king of set pieces at the World Cup, created more goal-scoring opportunities than any other player of any nation at the World Cup, but he was dropped. He didn't feature in that back four against Croatia. So when he gets a nod in place of Walker, I think that becomes a lot on the